Hi, welcome back to Lala Jobber. We're here with Joan Pearsall. She's the Grand Poobah at Best View Imaging, professional real estate photos. So Joan, everyone's used to you, not you personally. You do take photos though.
I do.
But your photography, listings, etc. What are some of the new things people are looking at? I've seen 360-degree tours and virtual reality tours and virtual stage, now the drone. Tell me about some of those.
Okay, so the drone, that's the kind of the newest thing, and everybody likes it, and it can be great for the right property. If you have a waterfront property or a property with a lot of land around it, a lot of open space around the house, it's great because you can get that wide shot of seeing the house and the pool and the yard and all of that in one photo.
On the drone, you have to be licensed.
Yes, you have to use drone photos commercially, which is what we're doing here. We're using it to market property. You do need a license from the FAA, pardon me.
It's an FHA-approved drone shoot. So with drone photography, one of the things I've noticed is a lot of times it's just a picture like looking right down the chimney.
Yeah.
Or a picture of the roof. Why?
Well, I think it's people, because it's the new thing. Everybody wants it because it's the new thing. But if you have a house where there's not a lot of open land, there's not safe room to fly that drone. You can't fly it next to the tree. You've got to have a safety zone, cushion. And so that's all the pilot can do is kind of go straight up and then just shoot straight down. So when somebody requests a drone shoot, I will look it up on Google Streets and kind of talk to them about, okay, is there open land around it, or if there's a lot of trees? If there's a lot of trees, it's not a good candidate for drone photography. You're just going to end up with, like you said, a picture of the roof.
Picture of the
roof,
or
probably going to like that.
Or a picture of cauliflower.
Yeah.
The tops of trees.
Yes. Yeah. So what you really want if you want to do drone is something either with waterfront or a lot of land around it.
What other new technology?
So the Matterport 360 camera is one of the newer ones as well, and that's nice for homes that are in good condition. And the Matterport camera, it has its own motor. It does a full 360-degree scan. You move the camera a few feet, it does another one, it stitches them all together. But because it does a full 360-degree scan, it also looks up and looks down. You can see the floor and the ceiling. It sees everything. So if the house is in great condition, it's wonderful because it shows everything. But if there are any flaws in the house, it shows that as well. When we're doing just still photos, if there's a flaw in the house or they put all the boxes in one corner, that's great. We can avoid that corner. The Matterport will show that
Yeah,
corner.
I know the first house I ever did a Matterport tour on. Because I like technology. I was kind of enthralled with it. We did this whole complex house in East Boston. I'm sure you remember.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I put it on my personal Facebook page and said, what do you think about this? And I thought people would rave, and I had someone say, well, maybe someone will look at that and decide not to go see it. Whereas if it was just the two-dimensional pictures, they would have gone, but the 3D showed the flaws.
Yes.
And so what's your experience with that?
Well, I think it varies. It really varies property to property and market to market. If there's something about the house that's an absolute turnoff for a buyer, maybe you don't want them coming.
You don't want to highlight that.
Right, exactly. It is an advantage to if you're working with remote buyers. I've had some clients do it on the right property, and they've gotten offers from remote buyers.
Yeah, I've done videos from my phone. Bomb is the application where I walk around and show it and then send it to the husband that's working out in California or whatever.
Yes.
Because the wife wants to put an offer in or something along those lines.
Yeah, so the Matterport is good for the right home. Like I said, it's really more about condition with the Matterport more than size or anything like that.
So let's talk about virtual staging.
Okay.
Tell me about virtual staging. I've got an empty house. I contend sometimes it's easier to sell a house when it's empty. Other times you need to help people visualize what stuff might look like there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sometimes a blank canvas is great, but in some homes people have a hard time visualizing how they would do it. So virtual staging is really just the proper process of putting basically photos of furniture within the photo.
Okay.
And we have software that we are licensed to use, and yeah, we can add in furniture, area rugs, wall
How do you make
art.
sure all the angles are right? Because I've seen bad virtual staging where there's no way the top of the picture goes that way because the ceiling doesn't go that way.
Right. So that's one of the advantages to the software which we use is one of the first steps when we virtually stage a photo is in the software we level it and we straighten it and we tell the software here's the floor, here's the ceiling. So the software has all the perspectives, so then as we put everything in, it puts it in on the right angle and the right perspective so it looks more natural than as you're saying, the ceiling's going this way and the top of the photo or the painting on the wall is going in a different angle.
Cool.
So it's really a matter of using the right tool for the task.
Any other really new tech coming?
Yeah, there's virtual reality, which I think at some point is going to be a lot more popular. Yeah, exactly.
Looking like this.
Exactly. Well, no, I think it's going to be once there's a lot of virtual reality tours done, a buyer's going to meet you at the office, Gary. You're going to hand them the glasses. They're going to put them on, and they're going to virtually walk through 4, 5, 10 listings.
Soda, popcorn. It's going to be great.
It's
Like a Saturday night. Let's go to the movies.
Exactly. And then maybe they'll go, okay, yeah, we want to go see in person this one. And again, for your remote buyers, people who have to relocate from the other side of the country or whatever, it definitely is going to be a help for them. It's going to take a few years, I think, before the virtual reality really takes off because what you need is to have enough inventory that's done in virtual reality format so that you can then view it in virtual reality. I mean, like everything else, it's going to start in California and work east, which they've already done, and they're also doing things with having actors in the photos and in the video, people coming home from work and posed around the coffee table and things like that.
I've seen some of the things in California where they drive up in the really hot car and all that stuff. And
Yes, exactly.
It's its own production.
Yes, it is, and it's really about selling the lifestyle, particularly the Southern California luxury lifestyle.
Just like us here in New England.
Exactly. I think that'll work on a triple decker in Boston.
Exactly. Well, Joan, I want to thank you for coming out and spending some time with us today. And everyone, enjoy.